Hello everybody, welcome back, and it's time to get going again, and let's just simply start working on the project. Gonna be covering as many things as can be, and then later we'll see what happens. Here we are. Alrighty, so I hope everything's clear, and let's just simply start working on it. So we were here, and the first thing is that we don't have to reset the interaction ref whenever a selected tool changes, because when we reset it becomes null, so we have to just simply remove it from here. Second thing is that drawing is resetting drawing, so we don't have to reset it, otherwise selection doesn't work well. So this is something we have to keep in mind, and apart from this particular thing, overall things are fine. Coming back to this, whenever the pointer up happens, at that time we don't have to reset it, so it's just gonna be like this. Even we don't have to, so we have to just do this thing, right? Drawing point current, that's gonna be empty. So let me just simply copy this and return it from here, and on pointer up we are just simply gonna be setting it to empty array. And selection updates, this is fine. Even then selection on just calls it only at the end. So when it comes to this, just a sec, we get the state. Once we get the state, we just simply call the forward the network issue. That's okay, get rid of this. Once this particular thing is done, then overall things seem to be fine. Let's just simply get rid of this. We are invalidating everything, and if needed, if we actually face some issues, so we will be debugging it. As for right now, I think overall things are fine. Even there are few things that are yet to be sort of fixed, so we are gonna be working on them. Alrighty, so let's just simply start working on it. So as for right now, when it comes to the result, so the result is actually like this. Before even that, console.log, this is done. Alrighty, overall logs have been cleared, and right now, once we draw something, okay, and let me draw this and see what exactly happens. Yeah, it's exactly the same effect that we have. Great. So we've done this particular part, and once this particular part is done, so overall everything's working. We should be just able to select some colors and draw the things and all, and once done, okay, so this particular thing is done. What else is remaining? 100. We can go backward, and we can just simply go forward as well and get the things done. So yeah, this particular stuff works. We are able to draw a rectangle. That is good. By default, the line yeah, so the line size that is too less. And apart from this particular thing, if I actually go to the color palette, colors constants, so in the light mode it should actually be darker, so let's just simply make it black, pure black, and otherwise it should be white, as simple as that. So if I just try drawing something now, well, we have to select the colors. Even better, let's just simply go with this. Okay, apart from this particular thing, if the something has transparent color, then we have to show the transparent background, right? So how does this look like? Excalidraw. It actually looks like this, and if I switch to light mode, so in the light mode it looks like this. So even if there is a white color, there is some sort of border around that, and hence there is identity, we can easily identify that, right? And let's do the same thing in our case. So overall things are fine, we have to just simply give it some background. So especially when we hover over them, it just simply gets the background. What I have to do that it has the background by default. Coming back to this, okay, it actually, if you don't draw, nothing happens. Okay, it has the background by default, and when we hover over them, it just simply scales a bit, that is it. Fine. So in my case, let's give them background first of all. So we have to go to item, color item, right? Components, tool, not toolbar actually, properties panel, color picker, that's gonna be color item, and rounded, transition, duration, relative. What am I missing? This is nothing but a button. We have some kind of background color on the item. Color item, so we have the color picker, properties, item wrapper, and probably in this particular one we have property item, properties panel, we have this stroke color picker, then we have this color picker, we have this properties wrapper we have, and this div we have. If I talk about this one, let's talk about this. This part needs to be removed with its class styles, replaced with relevant classes. Active, if something is active, then how does it look like? Whenever I hover over it, it becomes active or what? Active is not equals to undefined. If active, then color item active. Let's just simply get rid of this part, and it does not look like that now anymore. So what I'm actually gonna do, that is whenever they'll have some kind of border, so border 1, let's keep it simple. Keeping it simple in the sense it will have two types of sizes. This is fine. Size is small, then this size, this, that's also okay. Well, this is not bad. Even having this much is enough for now. And transparent should be instead of rendering a button, we have to render. Usually it actually looks like this. That's fine in that case. That's the transparent one, right? It's sort of fine. Apart from this particular thing, these colors are not as vibrant as they should be, but that's completely fine. Okay, good to go. This much is fine as for right now. And once we have this, then of course we have to draw the things and all, and they are gonna be drawn, so no problem as such. So let's just simply delete everything. So we are able to do this. Probably do this as well, draw this as well, and drawing. Let's select the color, draw this, draw the line, draw the pencil, add the text. This is what we have to focus on next, and overall things are fine. So let's just simply reload the page, and let's try adding the color, the selected color in here. So probably we can add any color as such for that sake, and once the color is actually added, we should be able to good to go. So as soon as I click on this and click somewhere, so I get this, and then I can start writing, right? Now the question is, whenever we are clicking down, let's get rid of this active as well, doesn't really matter. One thing I can definitely do that whenever I hover over them, I'm gonna be scaling them by 1. I'm gonna be scaling them by 0.1. Scale by 2. Scaling tailwind. Scale 105. This is fine, and cursor is actually gonna be pointer. That's fine. And apart from this particular thing, we should be able to select the colors from here. That is something we are not working on right now, but definitely in future we'll work on it. And apart from this particular thing, okay, this much is fine as for right now. And the next thing is that the text, right? So when it comes to the text, so whenever we click on the canvas, and the tool is that that simply means use text editing, finish editing if clicked outside, on pointer down, we just simply set it. Okay, as we are setting this, so we have font size, we have font family, that is okay. We have one more thing here, that is gonna be font this const when it comes to a text. So coming back to this, we just get the stroke color to add, so we are just simply gonna be adding the stroke color for a text. Stroke color is stroke.use stroke. I actually have to get it probably at the end. Const we have the stroke color. Once we actually have the stroke color, so on the go, whenever we start, on pointer down, so we can just simply set the stroke color in here. That should be fine. And once we have set it in here, so that is it. And then we can, as soon as that is there, when it comes to the text editor, right? So if I go to the canvas and we have the text editor in here, so we have text editing state. From the text editing state, we are getting the stroke color, and that stroke color is gonna be here, and this should be done. Let's see. So done. Let's change the color. Yeah, what the heck. On pointer up, it just goes away. So when are we saving that? So inside of course also I'm gonna be doing that. So that can be huge canvas interactions, not even this, yeah, of course we are saving it. So on pointer down is great. Where are we saving it? We are actually saving it in here, not create shape. Update text. We have quite a lot, but at the end of the day, finish editing if clicked outside, and at that time we are just simply saving the text. When it comes to saving it, so this is the function that's actually being called at that time. And if I don't have the text, I'm just simply calling finish editing, and finish editing just simply sets it to null and select, that is fine. And apart from this particular thing, if we have it, so we are setting the shapes. And the thing is that when it comes to setting the text editing ID, so what are we doing over here? We are just simply getting all the previous shapes, and if the text has the ID, that simply means we are updating, otherwise we are adding. In this case we are adding, so things are actually gonna be added like this. Having said that, we have to create the shape before even adding. So when it comes to creating the shape, so get dimensions, I'm getting these things from the text dimensions, that's fine. And stroke color, I'm specifically saying that it's gonna be white, so let's just simply get rid of this. Stroke color is automatically added, so no need to worry about this at all, and now it should be fine. So if I just simply delete both these from here and try adding the text, so now the text actually looks like this. So this is how it looks like. We have to work on this text a little bit, because just we have to work on the coordinates a bit, so that it doesn't move too much here and there. Apart from this particular thing, even if we make it smaller, it is still it just works fine, right? So whether you make it big, this is the thing that I worked a lot on, that even if you scale like this much, and then if you start editing, it will look exactly the size and everything else is gonna be just the same, the same, and a little bit the padding, I think whatever you are getting, that we will be fixing it later. It's just that changing the coordinates such that things don't seem to be moving here that much, so we are gonna be working on this particular things later. Let's make it smaller, let's bring it back to 100. Still it's too much, so let's make it, yeah, now it's just fine. Okay, so this particular thing we have worked on, and you can of course change the color. So probably the next color is gonna be green, and that's fine as well. Even we can double click. I just forgot to mention this, that you can just simply select the color, just double click in here, and you can just simply start writing. So just by, let me increase it, just by double clicking you can start writing. And if you click escape, it will add, what the hell, escape doesn't work, or it does, I don't think it does. Escape. Okay, we have to fix this particular part. If we just double click and click this, then it works. Escape does not work. Let's see what's wrong with escape. So when it comes to escape, handle key down, so I'm just simply saving the text, and even when we are clicking outside, we are doing the same. We are getting the shape is definitely there, it is not visible. For what reason? Because if I start writing, click outside, it's just visible directly. With escape it is not. What could be the reason behind this? Pointer down definitely makes some difference, right? Finish editing if clicked outside. So how are we handling this part, and where is this actually being used? Finish text editing, update. This is how it just simply gets updated. Create the text shape. When we are creating, so we have all the shapes, we have the current editing shape, and then we are just simply doing this. So this is also fine. This is the problematic thing. So if the key is equals to escape, at that time text editing escape, let's just remove everything, or it better delete them, that would be better. Okay, so this particular thing is done, and escape, right? This is what we get. We have the stroke color, we have the font size, we have the Arial, so we have sort of everything. Why that's not visible? Save text shape, finish editing, reset these things. That's fine. But we do have the text, so we are gonna be just simply doing this. one thing that I'm missing, that is invalidate. Again, where is this gonna come from? Const use renderer use canvas renderer, and that is it. And especially when it comes to text, so we have to invalidate it. Invalidating in the sense it's gonna be shown on the scene. Invalidate, that is it. And this much is not quite enough, because that is actually enough. That's fine. So we are just simply invalidating this right now. Now it is visible, so that was the only thing that was missing. And we can definitely just simply click on this, select the color, and then we can just simply start writing. And even by double clicking we can get the same thing done. There's only one thing, we are unable to increase the font size and all, so that is something we'll be working on very soon. But as for right now, this is fine. So this thing is done as well. We are able to sort of give color to the text. But there is one issue, that when it comes to text, so that is working fine. When it comes to pencil, like I am getting the background color as well. When it comes to line, I am getting the background color as well. When it comes to arrow, I don't get that. So this is something we have to fix. So if I actually go to background color, of course, that's actually inside a color picker. We have background color picker in here. If it is equals to arrow or selected tool, or come on, if selected tool, that's triple equals to line, or that's triple equals to what? We've covered arrow, we've covered line, we've covered text, and we need to cover what is that? Arrow, line, free draw. So if that's equals to free draw, still we need to do the same. So now what will happen, that when I click text, I just have a stroke color, stroke color, stroke color, and stroke color. So that's what I wanted, and I have that here. Okay, good job. Let's just simply continue from here on. Okay, now let's work on the next thing. What is that next thing? We are able to draw the background almost for all. Okay, when it comes to an image, I have to render different properties altogether. So what can we do in this particular case? Nothing should be visible. Yeah. So if the type is actually image, I don't have to render it if the time is equal type. Background color picker, there should be not. So if selected tool is triple equals to image, do not render this. So if that is actually equals to image, we are not literally rendering anything. So probably I already have the logic somewhere. Having the logic somewhere means we have the logic inside properties panel. We are just simply saying that if there is equals to selected tool, if that's not equals to selected tool, then only we have to render all these things, otherwise we don't. This can be another one. Add style components or image. So this is something that we have to work on, so we are gonna be working on, and that is it. That was the thing, that was the only thing we were just simply going through. Okay, what is the next thing that we can focus on? We have many things to do. We have all these to do's, like whatever options we have to just simply implement all these options. Just a sec. Okay, so this is the first thing, and this is the second thing. And selecting them, deleting them, that's again something we have left. But as we are working on this particular part, so let's just simply focus on this. The second thing that we have to focus on, that is editing them. So as I select an image, suppose I selected this, of course this is not a rectangle, so I'm gonna be just simply deleting them. But suppose I drew this rectangle, I clicked on this. Now I want to change these two things. I want to change the color of it, I want to change the background color of it. How can we do that? So once I selected, that's already the selected shape, and once we have the selected shape, we should be able to change the, can we do it for more than one? Of course we can. So probably this is something we have to work on, that we have to select the images, and once the images are actually selected, and meanwhile if we are selecting the types, so we have to edit them. Where can this be? Of course I'll have to create a hook for that, and whenever the style changes, we have to change that styles and all. That is what we have to do, right? Because just changing their style somewhere, that doesn't make any difference, so we'll have to have a hook. Yeah, so let's do one thing. Canvas history, what should be the name of the hook if we want to edit shape? I mean, that's gonna be sort of the interaction. We have use shape resize, use let's ask AI this thing, what should I name the hook that's used for editing the shapes? This depends. Editing includes moving, resizing, rotating, changing, duplicating, deleting the order. Mainly the style parts like color, size, color, BG, and all. Use shape style, that's not bad one. So we need to have this use shape style, and again this comes under interaction. So it doesn't really matter, we are setting those things directly. The only thing that we have to keep in mind, whenever the values change, whenever any values change, so at that time we have to just simply edit it. Now there's only one thing, there can be different types of shapes, selected ones, and that's gonna be problematic. Why? Because suppose I have the line in here, I have this, I selected, I changed, not a problematic thing actually, because they will take their own they'll take their own values, as simple as that, and the job will be done. So okay, this makes sense. even if there is an image, but with the image we aren't really doing anything, so that's gonna be sort of fine as well. So even if we selected this all and we are changing it, it will change it wherever it is required, not everywhere, right? Understandable. So this is the first thing. And then should I keep the hook inside interaction? Should I keep the hook inside interactions? No, I wouldn't. Based on a project, I have concerns. Pointed down interaction decides draw, move. Yeah, that's right. Whereas your stroke color toolbar changing appearance later. So shape, use shape appearance, shape transform, shape order, shape actions. Actually, we are gonna be having many things here. Okay, so all these things are gonna be applied on shapes, right? So use shape appearance, shape transform that can be moved, resize or rotate. Okay, and we can have shape order, bring and all, and we can have shape actions, duplicate or delete. What's the best place to keep it? We have use selection actions, use shape drawing, use eraser, shape moves. I cannot keep the things just here and there. I have to actually organize it properly so that later we don't have to face the issues. Where to keep it here? Use shape drawing move, changing a shape color isn't an interaction. I create a new folder that's gonna be appearance. Use shape appearance. And that's not bad, but use shape appearance. Let's go with this, use shape appearance, because that's just changing the appearance of the shape. And what is the, we are gonna be having the shape or appearance folder. So just inside hook I'll create another appearance, use shape appearance dot ts. Later in future we will have many things, like we have appearance right now, then in future we'll have viewport we already have here, so that everything is covered in there. We'll have a label, what layer. So okay, let's see, we'll be doing it later on. As for right now, let's focus on this. Export default function, use shape appearance variable PEAR. What's the spelling of the appearance? Variable PEAR. Okay, once this is done, so of course we have to return the things from here. And one thing that I'm gonna be having, that is gonna be probably getting the font const stroke color. That's gonna be use stroke color, const background color. That's gonna be use background color. We will have to get the selected ID, so const select shape ID, use selected shape ID. And once we have it, then use effect that mainly depends on stroke color. Whenever the value of stroke color changes or the background color changes, at that time it just simply gets all the selected shapes. So we even have to get the shapes here. const shapes and use shapes. Done. So whenever these values change, in that case what do we have to do? We have to update the value, as simple as that. And const selected shapes, they are gonna be equals to shapes dot filter. Before even that, const selected new set selected shape id shape.id. So we have selected shapes. Once we have selected shapes, after that these shapes need to be updated. Even having the id is enough here, come on. We have to just simply update, right? So set once we have the previous shapes, we have to actually return an array. So previous shapes dot map, I'm gonna be getting the shape. Once I have the shape, if shape dot id, this one at least I need to have, if selected as shape dot id, in that case return the shape, otherwise return the shape. Any problem? No problem as such. If that has the id, in that case of course I'm gonna be destructuring this and stroke color, background color, they are going to be set, and that is it. It's actually gonna be set. Now once we have done this part, so we have to render them as well, because directly they're not gonna be rendered if I'm not wrong. So even if that is selected and we are changing, nothing as such is gonna happen. Yeah, so nothing's happening as such here until unless we actually draw something. So to make the changes have some effect, we are gonna use const use canvas renderer, and I'll get invalidate from here, especially when I'm changing those things. Invalidate. Okay, and that should be enough. Well, it's not really changing. What am I missing? Style changed. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, we are not really using this particular hook, even if we are doing all these things, but this hook needs to be used somewhere, right? So use the shape appearance, and as we have this particular hook, so let's just directly use it inside canvas. It doesn't really matter where you use this, as long as it's just simply being used. Use the text, not text, yeah, shape appearance. It just simply handles that part. And now if we come back here, we are actually able to change it, right? Yeah, we can even add the background of our choice, and this is how we can just simply get it rendered. Not only that, if there are many shapes, this, so if there are many shapes, we can select them all, we can give them the kind of color we want together. So doing this is also possible. Great. So this particular part we have done. Again, we have to focus on the width and all. We haven't really focused on all these things, but at least we are able to accomplish this much, right? Once we are able to do this, it can be done with any. So suppose I have an arrow, and apart from this particular arrow, I have this tree in here, right? Now I wanna change the color, so I can just simply select all of them together, and I can just simply change the color, and I will say that it will have green, and this is it. So this way they just simply changes, and again we can just zoom in, zoom out. This is pretty common thing that can be done. We can even roll back, like undo, redo. These things are also possible to do. So yeah, things are working well. The another thing that we have to focus on, that is what next. The next thing is that when I click on a rectangle, I get stroke width. Let's work on this part now. Great. Good time to just simply start working on it. And even better, what I was thinking, that is implementing rough.js right now at this point of time. What is rough.js, if you actually wanna know? This is the thing that I am talking about. So if rough.js is implemented, we are gonna be able to make these types of diagrams. But the thing is that when it comes to this, let's reset it. Hopefully we'll be able to reset the canvas. Done. We can still undo that. Crazy. When we are drawing the things like this. So even the rectangle that we are drawing, that's not the exact rectangle, and that is because this edges was included. So we have to work on this feature as well. By default, things look like this. It's exactly the way we are drawing, as simple as that. And this much, yeah. So it's exactly what we are drawing right now. Even we are drawing the medium one, this one. This is the width. This much we have right now. Okay. And apart from this particular thing, we can increase its width. That is okay. We can increase the style. That is also fine. This is directly possible to do. Interesting thing starts from here. This sloppiness. As soon as we have the medium sloppiness, that simply means there's nothing, no sloppiness at all. No, there is still sloppiness. That's crazy, yaar. So then that's problematic. If we have no sloppiness at all, yeah, this one doesn't have any sloppiness. Okay, that's great. It's possible. So we don't have any sloppiness. We have this. So first of all, we'll have normal, then we'll have artist, and then we'll have cartoonist. These are the types of sloppiness that we have. So if I go to rough.js and if I look for sloppiness, what is that called? Let's implement this first and see how it works, and then we'll try to explore it even more. First of all, to implement this, of course, we'll have to install rough.js as a dev dependency. Just simply install it. So one add rough.js. So rough.js is actually going to be installed. And second thing is, come on, what is wrong with this one add rough.js? Second thing is that this time is to actually create a hook that gives us context. So we have open context menu, not this one here. Let's go with the that's bad, so bad. Use canvas context menu. We have to create one more, that's gonna be use canvas context. Use canvas context.ts. Export default function, use canvas context, and it will be just simply returning the context, or okay, it is responsible for returning a context. To return a context, we need to know the canvas ref, and most of the time we need to have the context of it turns out both. We need the context of overlay as well as the scene. So scene canvas ref and overlay canvas ref. Of course I have to give them a type, but when it comes to function, get scene context, get overlay context. This is what's gonna be going on. As for the types, HTML div element, or it can actually be null as well. Okay, here we are. Now when it comes to returning a context, of course I'm gonna be returning these two things, get scene context and get overlay context. Coming back to this, I think if I want to get the context, should I pass it directly in here if I want to get the context of something? Not necessary, like I'm already passing it in this particular hook, so now it doesn't matter where I'm gonna be, if I'm actually using this hook. Yeah, it's better to pass them directly in here. The thing is that there could be cases where we just need only one, and if we are passing both the hooks together, that can be problematic in that particular case. So we are gonna be going this way. Now when it comes to getting a context, it's pretty simple. First of all, we'll check if I have the if I don't have scene current, I'm just simply gonna return draw. And apart from this particular thing, const ctx, that's gonna be scene canvas dot current dot how about having just one, get canvas context. It doesn't really matter, you can just simply use one and just pass a particular canvas ref, as simple as that. Don't you think so? One can be enough as well, can't that be enough? Canvas ref current dot jet, what the ref object sorry for that. And const ctx, context is gonna be canvas dot current dot get context, and that's gonna be 2D, and just simply return the ctx from here. So this way we just simply do it. Now we have to just simply get it wherever we want, as simple as that. But the thing is, it is good, and when we actually pass a canvas ref, that's definitely gonna be a canvas. So at that time I can even say that it will always return a context, as simple as that. The only thing is that when we enable sloppiness here, so if the background color is there, so I have state, that state is gonna be probably using rough.js or active rough.js or something, and then on the basis of that thing we'll be activating rough.js or normal canvas depending on the need. Anyway, this much we have done. That's what I'm thinking of, but let's see. So this thing is done, and what I'm thinking that is rough.js active. Suppose this is false right now, so if that's not active, so I have to return context. But if that is active, in that case I have to return an object from the rough.js side. So 10 packages have been installed. Let's see how rough.js is used. So when it comes to rough.js, so you have to just simply call this, pass the canvas element, and the job is done. So ultimately what we are gonna be getting here, the first thing is this, and the second thing is that const, you can even get the RC, this is a rough context, okay, and of course we need rough, that's already imported rough.js. Let me add this to my workspace. Are nare baba, workspace, okay, and rough dot, now we have canvas, we have generate, we have new seed, we have svg, we want canvas in our case, so canvas, and once we have the canvas we have to pass canvas element, and that's gonna be canvas ref.current, as simple as that. So now we have these two options, and if is rough.js active, in that case I have to return this, otherwise I have to return this. So ultimately these are the two objects. The first one is the pure context, and second one is just the object that we get. If I'm not wrong, we can call same methods on them, and even in this one we can add more. We'll see, but ultimately this is what I'm returning. By default I'm keeping it false. Let me make it true. That simply means from now onwards this is gonna be returned. Overall the methods are same, if I'm not wrong. We are calling them the same way, just after that when it comes to giving them the style, that just changes a bit. And let me see if now of course I have to test it. Without testing it's gonna be hard, so testing. What do we have to test? Give me basic testing environment code for rough JS with the normal So what I'm actually thinking of, I'm gonna be just running this HTML file, and we'll see how both actually work, because I've never worked with rough.js, so I don't know how that works, but I just know that it works. Okay, that's good that we have it here. So rough.js, let's open one more. Before even implementing it on my project, I need to know about it, otherwise how will I implement this? So let's see how this works. So we have index.html, and what is the next one? We have script.js. Let's copy paste the code. I just didn't want to write this code, and that is why I thought of copying and pasting. You can do the same if you want. Having said that, I will definitely explain what is happening. So first of all, we have this normal HTML. We have just one canvas. We have this script that is linked to the script.js, ultimately JavaScript file. And in JavaScript file, what we are doing, first of all, we have the canvas element. Once we have the canvas element, we have the this RC object, and on that RC object we are just simply calling the things. Again, we are importing rough just like this in here. Okay, going ahead, let's see whether it works or not. So to check that, open with the live server. Well, I think now it's fine. So this is what it has drawn for us. Not bad. What I'm thinking that let me keep it aside. We have these types of things, right? The main logic is gonna be here. We have RC and we are passing this. How about is rough the way we were doing there, rough active, that's gonna be true, and if it is true, in that case is rough active, then do this, otherwise canvas dot get this is how it's just simply gonna go on. But one thing is missing, that is what, how about this type? So this is gonna be HTML canvas element, type annotations can only be used with, okay, I was just expecting some suggestions in here, because this is JavaScript files, of course there are gonna be no suggestions, so that is why I was just simply getting confused a bit. But okay, this is it. Let's make it false. Okay, nothing appears. That's gonna be insane if that is so. Wow. So far we are not using rough.js, we are using pure canvas, but the context that we actually get, that doesn't really work directly. We'll actually have to set rc dot stroke style or fill style, and that's gonna be black. And once we have, wow, there's a lot of difference. In that case I'll have to choose one. So rect rc dot. There is a lot of difference. So this way I'm just simply getting one rectangle. And what happens in rough.js, we are actually able to pass them directly. So combining both doesn't make any sense. So now I have one option, either go with the rough.js or go with the normal canvas, because if I go with both I'll have to duplicate a lot. It is possible, it's not like it is not possible when we are using rough.js. So we'll have to create drawing functions just for rough.js because it accepts the values in different way altogether, and that's not gonna be good. So everybody, what to do? Let's stick to this normal one as for right now. I thought of like this, that instead of passing ctx, we can pass rc and it will just simply get everything done. But it turns out that it does not work that way. If I set it to true, it does. Well, it doesn't. So when it is to true, it is not able to draw it, and when I make it false, it is able to draw it. rc dot. Again, this is not how we have even written the code. The thing is that over here you can draw something in one line, so quite even easy way to draw, plus it gives you the sketchy lines and all. And as for adding it in our website, at least right now it doesn't seem to be possible. Later we'll see. Okay, apart from this particular thing, we can only add let's come back to ours. Even we have installed rough.js, that cannot be used, unfortunately. This is the reality. Later we'll figure out exactly what's the best way to combine them, or what's the best way to just simply switch to that. As for right now, let's stick to one, and unfortunately this is not possible, so let's simply delete this. Rough.js is nothing but a library package that is just that helps you draw the diagrams, and it gives you sketchy diagrams and all. So we'll see how we are gonna be implementing it later, or probably I'm gonna be creating I'll use rough.js in my Google Meet project. Over there I'm gonna be building a board, I mean just normal one, not as big as this one, and then rough.js can be used there. We'll see if they can be together combined, so we'll try to combine as well, depending on the need one day. Okay, we have gone through this particular section, and what time is it? 11:03. Wow. All right. Let's focus on exactly what we can start working on from tomorrow onwards, because as for right now we have almost worked on this. We have to work on stroke width, stroke style. We can easily work on this. Edges, rectangle edge on canvas. Round rect, what the? So instead of using rect, use round rect, and that can be rectangular. That is interesting, bro. better to go with this. How to draw round rectangles on a stable canvas. They are using literally lines for drawing that. We have rect, fill rect, stroke rect. We have round rect. We have x, we have y, we have radius. Let's use this one, gonna be amazing. So for what we are doing, that our rectangle looks like this. That's good, not like it's bad. But instead of having it like this, so whenever we are drawing a rectangle, so we have to go to draw wherever we are drawing. This is the place when we are drawing shapes and especially the rectangle. So we have stroke rect, fill rect. We could have had rect, and let's see, ctx dot stroke, ctx dot fill, and it works as well. Well, it does not. They are the two different ones and they don't go together. Okay, that's fine. Okay, this is how we've been going on so far. And now what I want, that's gonna be round rect. Probably 10. And that's what we wanted, didn't we? Here, have a look. What the hell? Well, it doesn't work as expected. What are we missing here? Why doesn't it work well when we zoom in and out or move? So we have to create this, right? Begin path and close path. Let's try doing this. If we are missing this part, then why not? I'd like to check this thing. Okay, calling begin path and path, that's really extremely important. That is something I came to know right now about, and we can just simply change the color for sure. Let's keep it white. This is fairly good. Okay, once we have this, Then now if you actually have a look, we have some radius. We can increase the radius by 100 or something. And then it's gonna look like a circle and all. Okay, never mind, let's not go that far, but we can definitely increase the radius, and it will look sort of like this. So yeah, congratulations, we have this kind of array. So later I'm gonna add edge option here, and then when edge is enabled, they're gonna look like this. And even I think this looks better. Same thing can be done with this as well. So the diamond lab, what can be done with this? Let's see how can we make it, how can we have the edges here, how can we make it rounded. Let's see what way it uses this. Doesn't have well, in that case it's gonna be using this quadratic curve tool. It is mainly used for creating the curves and all. Left top, bottom left. Let's see the result of it, and later we'll see if this needs to be implemented or not. यार बस इतना ही काफ़ी है. I don't wanna say anything else. Have a look at this. This is the this is the diamond that's been created. Crazy. Okay. My previous one is better. Previous one looks like this. That's at least better than this, right? As for exactly creating that, there is a way, like draw the lines, and once the lines are actually drawn, then use the quadratic whatever was just shown right here, and then that can actually be done. But these are the things that can be done later on as well, and we don't really need to worry about that. This is easy to do. As for this one, in rough.js things are really simple. Like you can literally call a round or something, and they're gonna be rounded. You can actually have roundness over here, so it will just simply make it rounded. So that's the difference between the pure canvas and rough.js. Okay, that's done. Anything else we can do? As for right now, this is fine. And as for implementing what the corners on this one, we'll see. We'll have to use quadratic anyway. Ways to draw diamond with a rounded diamond on canvas. Is that possible? Drawing shapes with canvas API is not really this. Making perfect diamond not this. The concept on how to HTML. Until unless you use a web a library, it's gonna be no doubt hard to just do this. Hey, translate what it is saying, that draw rotate. Then that's not gonna be the pure diamond, bro. In the diamond when it comes to a diamond, we can make the height and width like this. Then this is not the rectangle anymore, right? So if it is actually suggesting me that, so probably that's not a good thing. So by the way, what it is saying that say move the right ctx x and y, and just translate to that particular position wherever you want to draw, and then you start drawing. When you start drawing, so rotate it by 40 degrees. So 180 divided by 4, that's gonna be 45 degree. So rotate it by 45 degree, and then draw the rounded rect. And once you are drawing the rounded rect, interesting. Manual path splicing best for independent height and width. It is actually giving us the logic. I'm not sure if it is gonna work, but we can give it a try, can't we? Let's just give it a try exactly how it looks like. I'm gonna be commenting the current one that we have here, and let's make it work. To make it work, we need first of all we need to make it draw diamond. It needs to be exported as well, and then we are getting these things in here. So that's fine. And once we have the shape, from the shape we are actually getting these things. Okay, what else do we need? We need to have the radius. Const radius, I want 10. Center x and center y, they are gonna be equivalent to x and y. So cx cy. Overall it's done, right? Let's try it. It's the worst thing I ever seen. Why am I not able to see it? I'm able to see this, not this one. What is missing? Fill style, emerald, white, bro, white. Wow, this is called diamond. I'm happy with my normal diamond, yaar. Literally writing this much logic for having that kind of diamond. Mine is better. It looks great. This is insane. Okay, anyway, so what is gonna actually happen that from tomorrow onwards we are gonna be focusing on these two things. We'll just simply add them. We are probably gonna be adding the edges just for the rectangle. So if the rectangle is selected, edge is gonna be there, otherwise the edge is not gonna be there. So that is something can be added for just for rectangle. And then we even have to add the layer section. Then we have to work on duplicate. We have to work on cut, copy, paste, delete, duplicate, and then there are many more things. So yeah, we have to work on all those things one by one. So we'll be working on them. Not only that, once this design part is completed, then we have to work on the WebSocket, because we have to make it collaborative. So then we'll switch to database and all, because right now we are just simply working on just with the Next.js and without any integration of database backend and all. This is just the front end, pure front end. So we have to integrate the backend, and we have to get many things done. So let's get these things done really quick. At least the basic stuff, let's get that ready, and then we'll implement the database, we'll attach the backend and get this stuff done. As for right now, that was it. I'm gonna be catching up soon. Until then, bye bye, take care, and see you.